Hey everyone, welcome back to the Angel Baby Show. I'm Ava Lynn with Elise, and we have our special guest here, Mara Justine, on season 24 of NBC The Voice. She's on Team John Legend, and she had an insane audition. If you missed it, you have to go watch it on YouTube or anywhere else because it was one of the craziest auditions I've ever seen. Mara, I would love to hear what was going through your head when Niall came and gave you a side hug and
God.
Legend, yeah, he came and sung with you and you sang a beautiful harmony. Like I would just love to hear what you were thinking.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for having me. And I mean, I when I went out there, I was hoping that I would have at least one chair turn around for me. So when they started fighting for me, it was like it just blew my mind. It was so cool, and I kind of was still in shock. So when Nyla came up and put his arm around me, I was like, "What is going on?" And then when I sang with John, it was just, I mean, it was such an honor. It was so cool, and to watch it back, it was, I mean, it's one of the coolest moments of my life, really. So I'm glad that everyone could
Yeah.
watch it too.
Yeah, I mean, to have four to choose from, just for reference, I was actually on season 22 of The Voice, and I was on Camila Cabello, so we're in the Voice family. But
Oh,
I did not have four to choose from. I'd love to hear what prompted you to choose John Legend.
um, well, I mean, they all said such lovely things about me. I think why I went with John was because after I sang with him, I felt like my heart was just saying go in that direction. And I think just the chemistry of us singing together, I thought it was so special. It felt like I was singing for like with like a friend I've known for years. So, yeah.
Yeah, your guys' voices blended so beautifully. And I really think that your low notes and your tone is like John is just gonna be like a perfect coach for you. Um, what's something that what's something that you think prepared you for something like The Voice? Because I know that you've been singing for a while on screen as well as, just singing in your local community. What do you think has most prepared you for The Voice? You've performed a lot on a big stage, and is that something that you feel like has really prepared you for The Voice, or was it something with your family?
I think that those shows really did prepare me for like this show. Growing up, being young and just always singing and performing, I think that those shows and those experiences really
So
like
Elise
shape.
and I, the Angel Baby Show, Elise and I are sisters. We, put a
Oh,
lot of emphasis on family, and I've read that you have grown up in a really close-knit Italian family. And I'd just love to hear more about, how your family inspires you and how, they've helped you get where you are, seeing your mom like, crying, and it was amazing.
thank you. That's so cute that you and your sister are doing this show. It reminds me of me and my older sister. Because we actually grew up singing together and doing singing
Oh no,
lessons together. Yeah.
that's so
So,
cute.
but no, I mean, going through this and having such a supportive and loving family, I mean, I'm just so thankful and blessed. And, I know that not many people have that, but I cherish, you know, just the love that I have gotten from growing up from my family. And I mean, I think my mom is my best buddy. So to see her like watch me now, kind of, it gives me a little fire in me, if that makes sense. Like it makes me want to
Totally.
go out there and do an even better job. And I just, knowing that I am loved in that way just gives me strength.
Totally. I know I'm really excited to see how your journey, progresses throughout the show. I really think that you're going to have an amazing run. Outside of the show, I'd love to hear just who you are as an artist and whether you're a singer-songwriter or you just the type of music that you really want to continue to, sing. I'd love to hear just more who you are as an artist.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I I love writing songs. and I'm a songwriter, and I feel like many people don't know that yet, which is okay because I'm still kind of starting out. Um, but yes, I love to songwrite, and I think the kind of music that I want to put out is something that makes people feel something special, something different, something honest, and I just love an honest message, and I love one that means something to me, and I feel like when I'm feeling that, then others will feel that as well. And so yeah, I just want to connect with people. That's all I've ever wanted to do is like be a light, inspire others, and make people feel something.
Totally. And I think that's exactly what your audition did. You know, it really made people feel something when the coaches turned around and saw you performing and saw like the emotion that you were feeling. I literally felt like, I mean, I'm sure you had nerves, but you were just feeling the song and feeling the lyrics so much that it made me as an audience member just not even worry about anything. It just really made me connect with you as a performer. Is there anything that so far, I know you have a lot more to come with The Voice, you know, airing, but what have you taken just from a performance level out of being on The Voice, you know, with the cameras everywhere and the crowd and the big stage? Is there anything that you've taken specifically as a performer?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I think going out there and being in front of the cameras, not many people know that kind of like feeling. Kind of it's like you kind of have to get through the nerves a little bit, but you're excited and you're kind of hits you, and you're just trying to be in the moment and deliver a good performance. But I think I think being out there and going out there, I think it makes me stronger every time that I do, and it kind of it also even through the adrenaline of it all, I think I remember that my love for music is the strongest thing about me. And I feel like that when I go out on stage, I hope that others feel that as well. And but overall, I think it's definitely made me like I've just grown so much from that experience, like being in front of a lot of people at one time.
Totally.
I kind of wanted to ask just because so I was Ava's sister, and when Ava was like auditioning to be on The Voice, there were so many cycles of like, oh, I can't tell anyone. I don't know if I'll get there that far. Like, oh, I'm not sure. How was that process for you? Like finding out like if you were actually going to like get to the first episode and being on TV, and like how was it hard not to tell people? Did you want to tell people?
Of course. Oh my God, of course I wanted to. Thankfully, like I have friends, but my friends are like my close family. So it's not like, but I have a lot of like supporters that I get from like local gigs that I do like down by the shore. So that was kind of everyone was like, "Why aren't you doing gigs?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I don't
Yeah.
but I think that definitely that process of not knowing whether I would get an audition, because that's like not a guaranteed point. Um, so I think during that whole thing, I was just trying to do my best and see if, I would get there. And I did. I got that opportunity. And of course, seeing like the coach's turn for me was like the coolest thing. And it just made it all worth it was just really cool. A really cool experience to have.
That's amazing. I love to hear, and I think that so you're from New Jersey, right? And so you kind of the when you were talking about how like you're at a stage where like your closest friends are like you have a very tight knit group and you have a family, which I think is so important as a performer and just someone in the spotlight that you have like a close knit group of people. But was there ever like a transition between being like a normal high school student with just friends to kind of taking on this role of like a performer and being it can be a little isolating sometimes, you don't get to because you just are so busy and you're performing all the time. Like was there ever like a decision you had to make when you were pursuing this, or do you just always want to go after it and you didn't care?
I've always wanted to go after it since I was really little and I started out. I think I felt that sort of like that isolation a little bit growing up, and I knew that my closest friends would always be my family, which I was okay with. I mean,
Yeah.
even during The Voice, I've met so many, like, I would say like lifelong friends.
Yeah.
And but these are people that, we're working and we're fighting for the same thing. We have the same love for music, and it's just shown me that
I
good
know for
things come
me,
to the.
Team Camila was a really tight-knit group of people. Um, and it was really like a support system. The Voice family is a support system. The producers, everyone that is involved in it is just really, really kind people. And I'm sure you've experienced a similar thing. I know you were saying that it's nice to have people that love music in the way that you do. I'd love to hear you speak on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think this show so far has been such a blessing for me, and I think it came at the most perfect time in my life. I just turned 21 a couple months ago, and I was doing a lot of gigs, like hometown gigs, and I love to sing. I've always loved to sing. So when this opportunity came, and like just going there and auditioning, not knowing what was going to happen, and then making Team Legend and just everything that happened so far, like being on his team, like you said, like it really is a close knit, like family type of feeling. And I mean, we're kind of like we're just all buddies. It really just genuinely feels like that. And it's like we're all rooting for each other, even though it's a competition. Um, but I mean, I've been so thankful because not only that have I been blessed with, but just the behind the scenes, like you said, like the vocal coaches, the band, from my coach to just, I mean, the producers, everyone just cares about you. And I feel like I'm really just taken care of, and that's why I'm just so thankful to be a part of a show like this, and it's just really, really cool.
I know. And to be so young, I mean, like 21 is so young. And I feel like you just come across as so confident and mature and sure of yourself. I'm sure there are moments that you didn't feel like that, but I almost feel like you're just like an old soul. Like you sang a Beatles song, and like I'm reading this and you sung like Whitney Houston. And is that just kind of like the music you've grown up with, or just the music that you gravitate towards because you feel like your voice fits it? What kind of has prompted your musical like choices?
Um, well, I think one big factor for that is because growing up, my mom would always play that kind of music. And I think that just influenced me from a young age. And especially when she got me into like singing lessons, like at 8 years old, my vocal coach, he would play a lot of that music. And I kind of fell in love with it, and I fell in love with I think music back then was so genuine. Not that today's music isn't, but I think that there's a different type of nostalgic point of view that can get lost sometimes in today's music. And I think I think one thing about like me being on the show, I would love to bring back like that kind of like not old soul, but like that soul into everything that I do, no matter if it's a pop song or a song from like 20 years ago or like a classic. And I just always want to bring that a little Mara into everything that I do.
Yeah,
That
and oh
oh,
no, you
sorry,
go
go
ahead, you
for
go
it.
ahead. I was just gonna totally agree with that. I think you make songs, you keep the integrity of the song and how amazing a song is, but you also totally add a new layer to it. And that's hard to do as a singer. It's hard to make things your own while keeping the integrity of it. And I just wanted to say
Yeah.
you did an amazing job at that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm always trying to keep the integrity of the song, but still kind of like make it my own in a way. And that you definitely have to practice at that sometimes because it's hard to do, but you find like your little moments where you're like, oh, maybe I could go here and do this and that, and that would be cool, but maybe
Yeah,
not too much in this place. Like,
exactly. No,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and I think that the best any singer, the best musicians are always the ones that have kind of their own unique thing. I'm not a musician, so this is just like an outside, anyone who has like their own specific quirk about them or just a sound in their voice where you know it's them. But I am curious, because you are so passionate about music and songwriting, who are some of your favorite singers and voices of all time, and who do you love to listen to?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, this question was always so hard for me growing up. I think specifically though, the one that where they're like, which one's your favorite of all time? And I'm like, I can't pick one. It's
Yeah.
so hard for me. Um, but I think growing up, I really loved and looked up to like Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, Pink, Joss Stone, um, Elvis. I really love Elvis.
Love Elvis. He has such a good voice. He's
I know. I know. And I think I love to move around the stage and like really put on a performance, like a show. And so I just love watching how it was like his natural ability, just like he couldn't help but move. And that's kind of how I feel
Mhm.
sometimes. Like I feel like during certain songs, like my body's just taking me places and I'm not even thinking about it. So, but those are definitely some of my favorites growing up. And then recently, not recently, I think after 2020, I really love Chris Stapleton. Really, really love Chris Stapleton and his songwriting, and really love Alan Stone, and Emily King's really good. I love a lot of today's music as well, but I love the people that are bringing like their little flair to everything as well.
Mhm.
It makes it
Yeah.
special.
Totally.
And I feel like every single one of those artists you've named really puts a lot of emotion into how they sing, and you just feel what they sing, especially Chris Stapleton. Like you just feel what he's saying. On the vocal side of it, I'm always looking for tips for vocal health. We've talked a lot about vocal health on this podcast specifically. But I'd love to hear just how you prepared for singing a big song like that and how you keep your voice healthy. I think that's just an important thing to talk about.
That is such a great question. Like, truly, thank you. Like, these questions have been so good, and like, I'm so intrigued by them. Like that's a question that like can help many people, and like even myself. I mean, I've been singing from a very like young age, and I think going out there to LA, I've never been in LA for like a long amount of time, and I'm from New Jersey. And so our moisture is like completely different. And I think when I first went to LA, I was like, it was like that scene out of SpongeBob. He's like, water, like, like, ooh. So I think I've definitely learned to stay hydrated, just drink as much water as possible, eat like hydrating foods. I drink a lot of throat coat. But I got this little nebulizer called My Pure Mist, and that has helped me tremendously while I've been out there and just like take care of my voice. Because sometimes it's hard, like the environment, you don't even realize that like I didn't even think about it. Like when I went out there, I was like, okay, we're just gonna go sing. And then it was like, I was like, okay, hold on, it's like very dry. So I think just it like preparing and taking as much like natural remedies like honey, lemon, tea, and I kind of do like little warm-ups before I sing. And those help me. I don't do any like crazy ones, but I'll do like the ones on YouTube. Those help me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it really is, I feel like the natural things that help the most. Even
Mhm.
like what you were saying about eating like naturally like refreshing and hydrating foods. Because my issue as a singer is I always drink coffee. It's just the worst for my vocal cords, and it's so bad.
Yeah.
I need to stop.
So bad. And I'm from Jersey, so we have Wawa. I don't know if you know what Wawa is, but it's like, woo, like, and pumpkin spice just came out. It's bad. I'm like, oh man, what the heck? No, when I like being in LA, I had to abstain from that, but I'm a big coffee drinker too, so I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that makes me feel better, because whenever I talk to singers, they're like, you drink coffee? I'm like, no.
I'm like, you're a normal human being? Oh my God.
Yeah. I know. I remember I actually learned so many vocal health tips from just contestants on The Voice. I remember Grace Bello, she showed me these little I don't even know what they're called. They look like cough drops, but they are like really hydrating for your voice. But there's so many
Yeah.
tips and tricks that I always love to hear about, but I kind of agree that the natural remedies are sometimes the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just always love hearing about that. But yeah, besides like physically, and I know we talked about like, how your performance, how you prepared for your performance and everything like that. But there's definitely an emotional part to being alone for a while and isolated and in your head and just not feeling confident because sometimes you're around all of these amazing singers that you love so much, but the comparison game is sometimes really hard. I'd love to hear just how you stay confident in your own singing and without, kind of a horse with blinders on a little bit, like how you just stay true to yourself.
That is a great question and something that I think many people probably don't think about when watching the show back. Um, I think what helped me most is my faith in God, and I pray a lot. And so I think I would start my day, just say a good prayer, and um, I'm very close with my family, so I'd be on FaceTime with them a lot. They help me a lot. Um, I think what helps me though is just remembering that you can't compare yourself with others because they aren't you. And so, you know, we're all human, and I'd be lying if I said, that never happened, because that's not true. Like, I'm, I'm human. And I think though I've realized that since we're all human and since we're all so different, you can't compare somebody's talent that they were born with to yours. And I think going on this journey, I've just been like, all right, it's whatever God wants for me, then I'm good, like, so it takes that weight off my shoulders, and constantly being like, oh, but what if this and what if that, and I think I just remember to stay true to me, and that I am bringing something different to the table, just like how others are, but I am Mara. That's it. That's it. So
Totally.
just kind of believing in myself, and remembering um that we're all probably feeling the same exact way. You know what I mean? Like, being in a competition isn't easy, but I think having a common respect for others, and kind of like, all right, I know what we're all going through right now. I know all our like thought process. We're all feeling the same thing, even if people, but I think what helped me was, like you said, just like staying focused and remembering who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you are going to be someone that I'm so excited to watch for on The Voice. I think that you have crazy amount of talent. I'm just so excited to watch you, even just for the rest of The Voice, and also just like you said, you're a songwriter. I'm really excited to see, hopefully songs that you push out later. And yeah, I think it's going to be an amazing season. And I think everything that you said on this show, I think a lot of people will resonate with, whether they're a singer or not. I know Elise, she was kind of clapping, like I could see she was really, really feeling it as well. But it was really, really great to meet you, Mara. I'm super excited, like I said, to watch the rest of your season and the rest of your career as a singer. And thank you so much for coming on the Angel Baby Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This has been so nice. And you have such incredible questions. Like, it's been really, really cool. So thank you for having me. I hope I'm on again.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We will for sure have you on again. We're going to be playing your audition clip on some of the commercial breaks. So everybody will get to hear the amazing audition that you had. And if you missed that during the commercial breaks, definitely watch it. It's one of the best auditions I've seen. But yeah, thank you again for coming on. This is the Angel Baby Show. I'm Ava Lynn.
I'm Elise.
And we'll see you next time.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you too.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Seriously, like